Why worldly success feels hollow in the end. So in this video, we will talk about why winning by the world's standards can leave you feeling hollow. I'll talk about how I chased worldly success, why it wasn't enough, and what true success means. Hi, I'm Sam. I'm the co-founder of Kingdom Impact Lab, and at Kingdom Impact Lab, we want to help people anchor their identity and vision for their life, business, and everything they do in what it means to be a Christian, how to be and operate on a day-to-day basis on what it means to be Christ-like. So in this video, we'll talk about why worldly success feels hollow. Well, quite simply, I'll try to keep this video short, is the concept of Jacob's ladder, which is in Genesis, and I like to use how Jordan Peterson explains it, and that is that humans are programmed or designed to find meaning, purpose and fulfillment in the progression towards a goal. When we achieve the goal, we feel happy and excited, and we have the dopamine release for a surprisingly short amount of time, and then immediately we're starting to think, what's next? What we need after that is another goal that's bigger, that carries more responsibility, that we can pursue afterwards. And so the secret to feeling fulfillment and happiness and joy and progress in your life, at least for me, this resonates with me in all aspects of life, is we want to have an ever-expanding series of goals, which once we achieve the one that we are currently working towards, we immediately find another one that's bigger, with more responsibility and more weight, so we can start progressing to that as well. Because we like to be in that day-to-day habits where we're making that progress. And that is the concept of Jacob's ladder. And it means that we will ultimately be on a quest until we take our last breath in pursuing our life mission. And so the way to look at why worldly success feels hollow and empty in the end is, well, imagine you've got a ladder. You can have your ladder chasing worldly success over here, or you can have your ladder up the wall over here, which is pursuing an eternal perspective, an eternal kind of vision rooted in Christian, biblical, godly principles. So if you're climbing the ladder over here towards worldly success, what do? Well, let me use an analogy which I've used before, and that is someone's graduated university, they've got a job at a firm, they've landed the dream job. So in this environment, it will be, let's say it's the man, a male, because males are more competitive and more work focused, so this story will more directly apply. So he finishes university, he gets a job in the firm, his dream job, he's happy. Before long, he gets a promotion and another promotion, and he starts to make a fair bit of money. At this point, he gets married, he has kids, and because of the environment that he's working in, it's hyper competitive. All of the other people in the office are competing because they want that promotion too. Everyone's chasing that same thing. And so the character, the protagonist in this story, he then feels pressured and compelled to work longer and longer hours just in order to stay up with everybody else so he can move towards promotion. Well, by completely focusing and prioritizing on work, sure, you're making money and you get to do this and you have a flash car and a fancy watch and all these things, but he's sacrificing the time of his wife, he's sacrificing the time of his kids, he doesn't get to see his kids grow up, he doesn't get to experience the joy of having young kids around him. And then one day, maybe in his 40s or 50s, he gets passed over for the promotion, and he realizes that he's no longer going to have any progress at his company, and it slowly dawns on him that he spent the best part of his life sacrificing all of the good things in life, his wife, his kids, all of the joys and small pleasures that we get as humans, in the pursuit of a goal in order to make this company that treats him as a nobody and despair and just like someone they can throw away, to achieve their monthly, quarterly, annual financial goals. And then he starts to question why he's done it, why he's done it all. He then realizes when he realizes all of this, that he's wasted his entire life. His marriage may be strained, or his marriage may have ended. He doesn't have a good relationship with his kids, who are probably adults, and everything just starts to deteriorate. Yes, he's been pursuing all of these worldly successes. On the outside he looks successful, but on the inside is falling apart. And that's the danger of what's going to happen. In life, we have present moment joys. For me at the moment, it's having a 6-month-old baby and a 3-year-old. Yes, it's extremely tough, it's extremely hard, but there's nothing more joyful that you can have when you have a baby and suddenly he starts laughing for no reason and you're playing with him. That brings joy. If I am constantly focusing on work or prioritizing work or meetings or various things, I'm going to miss these moments. That's not a good thing to do, in my opinion. And that's why in the end it just feels empty and hollow, because there's no intrinsic meaning. You're sacrificing all of the good things in life in order to pursue what you perceive to be this good goal, so people can see you're successful and all of these things. But the reality is, nobody really cares if you're successful or not. Nobody really cares how much money you've got. Nobody really cares about the achievements you've done, except for you. And you're sacrificing the best parts of your life in order to pursue them, and then one day you're likely going to wake up and realise that you've been climbing that ladder up the wrong wall. The solution would be you anchor your life mission, your life vision, your life purpose in what it means to be Christ, having this eternal perspective, and then you actively apply Christ-like behaviour of excellence, extravagant love, integrity, radical generosity, humble service in the moment-to-moment, day-to-day decisions that you make, in order to align what you're doing in the present moment with what you're doing with your long-term vision. And when you pursue this over your life, you will find joy, meaning and purpose in everything you do. Whereas following the worldly success, eventually you're going to realise that there's no meaning or purpose to it. And especially as a Christian, you'll realise that you've probably spent the best part of your life chasing the wrong things. Okay, that's all. See you next time.